Hello, and welcome to the place on the internet that I talk about comic books. Today I'm going to be talking about sensitive subjects, and I would like you to enter this with the idea that I'm not judging anybody, I'm not trying to belittle anybody, that's for fucking sure, and I wish everybody the best of luck in their career. When you talk about people's careers who are perceived to be doing better or are certainly doing better, then you run the risk of looking jealous, and I don't ever want to do that. I'm happy for everybody. Please don't take the wrong impression from me. So here's what I wanted to say. There has been so much conversation about diversity and diversity hiring, and whether it's a good thing, whether it's a bad thing, whether it shapes stories in meaningful ways, or whether it's superficial. It's all a noise now, right? I wanted to discuss today a different type of hiring trend, which is, delicately as I can put this, cartoon character hiring. Famously, editors in the late 80s and early 90s wanted British people, right? They wanted British people because they thought that they were smarter. They would never say that, but that's what it was. The British have something going on. The British have a vibe. Stop. Half of these people that were making a rush to hire these human beings weren't delineating between a broke Scot and an affluent Londoner. You know, it was just, oh, you're from elsewhere. You must be more interesting than an American. And look, that worked out, right? You get Gaiman, Moore, Ennis, Millar a couple years later. You get these guys. They're smart. And the cream rose to the top, and no notes, right? You did it. Great. Are we doing the same thing right now, perhaps to less success, with caricature hiring? And this is where it gets delicate, man. The corporate publishers seem really fixated on not hiring, for example, a gay man, but hiring a gay man. And not hiring a black woman, but hiring a black woman. And not hiring an affluent private school kid, but hiring an affluent private school kid. Maybe you're drawing in your mind who I'm speaking about. Just know that I could be speaking about 5 people for each one of those, because that's what I'm bringing up, is that right now the corporate publishers are over-indexing for a certain type of performance, a certain type of salesmanship, of brand identity, you know? You don't need to do that as an artist. You could show up in a sweatshirt. But for the writers who honestly have to prove their worth, because what is it you actually do here? Most editors believe they could do your job. And maybe comics are an unhealthy place that make you perform, that make you have a brand, right? Donny Cates is just a boring-ass white guy. He had to sell the bad boy, right? He had to sell this notion that What are we doing? I'm a boring individual. I just write fucking comic books well. I just express something, and it comes out on a page with the collaboration of my co-creators into something worthwhile. But there's nothing interesting about me, nor should there be, right? At least in my view. I don't think that I need to be a muppet of a person. We are setting up a bizarre expectation that comic creators are supposed to be the 1%, or they're supposed to be marginalized, or they're supposed to be anything you're supposed to be is a broken idea of art. It's making you the art. I'm not the art. The art is the thing I create. I'm not putting on a show that is tied part and parcel to the thing that, no. That's not it. I worry that editors that are hiring based on the act, and everybody, forgive me, I don't mean to say that, gay guy is an act, that poor black lady is an act, and that rich guy is an act. Those are those people are really those things. But when you hire based on those characteristics, you are kind of manufacturing an act. This idea that easily categorized is a virtue. That, hey, by brand identity, I can file here, and I can not have to do the work of reading this person's work. I believe you're training readers to expect big personalities in places where there shouldn't be any. We write fucking comic books. There's no Indiana Joneses here, okay? There's nothing exciting about what we do except for what ends up on the page. This is a solitary and boring gig meant for people who are compelled to do it because there's something wrong with them. When you hire based on the other nonsense, I think you're going down a slippery slope of parasocial, confusing the creator with the actual product. It's broken, and it doesn't help our case or cause here. So, editors, please, you don't gotta hire specifically boring-ass white guys like me, but hire boring but effective. Fuck the brands, man. Stop with the brands.